the Holos Center, we plan to build a therapeutic pool so that our clients can work in it on the deepest roots of their mental health problems related to birth trauma, using the technique of holotropic breathing in water. Holotropic breathing in water is a technique I developed in the 1990s, and we currently practice it in rented spaces. However, we would like to be able to provide this technique here in our own center, and for that we need this therapy pool technology, which is extremely demanding, also financially. The technique of holotropic breathing in water is unique in that it creates a shortcut in therapy for people who have suffered prenatal or even perinatal trauma. The reasons we sometimes do not feel well in life may not always be apparent at first sight. It could be traumas from various situations we have experienced recently or even in childhood. It may be emotions we don't allow ourselves to express. It can also be birth trauma imprinted in us when we were coming into this world. The trauma experienced during complicated birth or a cesarean section can be the cause of many mental illnesses in childhood and adulthood. It could be anxiety, depression, or addiction, for example. These mental health problems can be treated with the technique of holotropic breathwork, which allows the client to revisit the traumatic situation and relive it with appropriate support. If the trauma is related to birth, the experience in a water environment is even more effective.
Hi, I'm Paul Grof. I'm retired professor of psychiatry at the University of Toronto and director of the Mood Disorder Center in Ottawa. Holotropic breathwork can be very helpful in a number of situations. It could be helpful with trauma, past traumas, difficult crisis situations in life as they come, but it can be also helpful, and I've certainly used it quite successfully with some conditions of anxiety, depression, addiction, alcoholism. And it can be actually powerfully magnified when the holotropic breathwork takes place in water. Water is an amazing substance. Of course, we come from water, evolutionary, and also as a species, and also each of us, of course, there's water in the uterus and after we are conceived. And water has a huge symbolic effect on us. It's slightly different depending on the culture, but the common denominator, I think, for all cultures is that water is life itself. There's no life without water. It's a beautiful purifier. It's connected with the symbols of fertility. And these issues we have stored in our collective consciousness, and it gets activated when holotropic breathwork is carried out in water. And my understanding is that the Holos Center in Vlaštovičky in northern Moravia is adding to their already existing center a facility where it's going to be specifically possible to carry out holotropic breathwork in water. And so I've been very happy to support this initiative financially, and maybe you considered it as well. Okay.
In addition to the oval therapeutic pool, the planned water pavilion at the Holos Center will also include saunas, massage rooms, and rooms for Ayurvedic treatment procedures, all in the beautiful premises of a 100-year-old farmhouse with brick vaulted ceilings. It will also contain a floating tank. Thank you on behalf of all of us, the entire therapeutic team, and also on behalf of the clients who have already been through this therapy. Holotropic breathing in water is a unique technique. I think it has a lot to offer and a great future. Thank you for all the financial contributions that will come to us from you as part of the global crowdfunding campaign. Choose your way to join us in creating the Holos Center as a model workplace for a new way of caring for people's mental health in the Czech Republic and around the world. Make a regular or one-off donation, share project news with your friends, or get involved as volunteers.